Should you go to university or just start working? This is probably one of the most common questions I get asked about getting into the film industry. And the honest answer is, there isn't one right path. A degree can help, a lot actually, but it's not essential. And it really depends on what part of the industry you want to get into. Because filmmaking isn't just one thing. You've got feature films, TV, commercials, music videos, but also corporate work, documentaries, social media content, weddings. The kind of stuff that actually makes up most of the industry, to be honest. You don't need to decide all of that right now, but it's worth starting to think about what direction you might want to head in. Because yeah, we'd all love to be Spielberg, that's fine, aim high. But if you don't get there, what does your version of success look like? I've been through this myself. I went to university and studied film and video production, and since then I've worked across the industry and recently made a feature film. And from everything I've seen, most people getting into the industry tend to fall into one of three routes. 1. University. This is the most common one. You'll spend 3 years learning the basics, trying different roles, meeting people, making films, and figuring out what you actually enjoy doing. You'll come out with a degree, hopefully a portfolio of work, and a network of people you've worked with. And all that helps. It shows employers you're serious, you've committed time and money to it. But when you're a graduate, you're also joining thousands of other people doing exactly the same thing. Those leaving right when you are, those that left the year before, and there'll be another wave behind you. You're all going for a relatively small number of jobs. So it is helpful, but it's not a guarantee of anything. 2, apprenticeships. A lot of people talk about this option, and if you can get one, it can be brilliant. You're learning on the job, getting real experience, making contacts, all of that and so much more. The problem is, there just aren't that many of them out there. And the ones that do exist are usually very competitive, often tied to bigger productions. So yes, it's a great route, but you need to be realistic about how hard they are to get. 3, going it alone. This is the riskier route, but it's also very common, especially now. If you don't have contacts in the industry, which most people don't, you've got to start somewhere. So make your own stuff. You teach yourself, you experiment. You probably make a lot of bad work at first, which is completely normal. And the reality is, this route creates some great success stories, but that's because a lot of people don't make it through. So you hear about the great success, but you don't hear about those that tried and failed. One of the things you need is discipline. It takes a lot of discipline. And this is the bit people don't always talk about. The industry is tough, really tough. And it's not just about talent. There are loads of talented people. What matters more is consistency and whether you can stick it out long enough to get your foot in the door. One thing I will say in favour of university is that it gives you options. If you decide filmmaking isn't for you, you've still got a degree, something tangible you can take into other industries, transferable skills. Whereas if you go straight into trying to break into film and it doesn't work out, you're relying purely on experience and your story. That's not necessarily a bad thing, but it is something I'd like you to think about. So whichever route you take, there are 3 things that matter more than anything else. 1, keep learning. Read books, watch content, take courses. There are a lot of rubbish courses out there, so be selective. But there's also some really valuable stuff if you look at it. 2, keep making things. This is a big one. You have to keep creating. You're going to make a lot of bad work, but that's just part of it. But every project teaches you something. And the more work you have to show, the more you stand out from everyone else going for the same roles. Network. You've probably heard of It's Who You Know. And that used to stress me out because I didn't know anyone in the industry when I was starting out. But what it actually means is go and meet people, work with people, stay in touch, build relationships. Because over time, that's how opportunities come about. They become the people who you know. At the end of the day, there isn't a right or wrong answer here. It's personal. Some people want the uni experience, some don't. Some want structure, some want to just get started. Both can work. What matters is what you do with it. And we'll be diving deeper into all of this at Bite Size Film School. Apprenticeships, university, going solo. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, like our videos, and keep listening and watching at what we're up to, because we're going to really help you try and decide how to get into the film industry and the best way to succeed within it. Thanks for watching.